Did you know that up to 30% of all dogs have some kind of noise anxiety, with thunderstorms being a huge trigger? And if you have a German Shepherd, they're genetically wired to be more susceptible to it. Does this sound familiar? Your brave, loyal protector, the dog that would face down anything for you, turns into a trembling, hiding mess the second a storm rolls in. Does that distant rumble of thunder transform your confident best friend into a pacing, panting shadow of themselves? It's heartbreaking to watch, and it can feel totally frustrating. But you're not alone in this, and there are real ways to bring your dog some peace. I'm a professional dog trainer, and today I'm going to share some essential, breed-specific strategies to finally help calm your German Shepherd during a storm. We're not just going to manage the fear, we're going to work on changing their entire emotional response to it. The why. Unpacking your German Shepherd's deep-seated fear. To really help your German Shepherd, we first need to get why this happens. This isn't just a simple fear of loud noises. It's a deep, primal response tied directly to their DNA and their incredible senses. First, let's talk about their breeding. German Shepherds come from a long line of herding and working dogs. That history has given them unbelievably sharp senses and powerful protective instincts. They are literally bred to be aware of every tiny change in their environment. While this makes them amazing working dogs and loyal guardians, it also makes them incredibly sensitive to the chaos of a thunderstorm. Some research even suggests that certain breed lines carry genes that make them more likely to develop phobias. So when you see your powerful dog cowering, it helps to understand that their own intelligence and sensitivity are working against them. Now, let's get into the science of the storm itself, because for your dog, it's a full-blown sensory assault. It's not just the sound. Yes, their hearing is way more sensitive than ours, so the crack of thunder we hear is like an earth-shattering explosion to them, but it's so much more than that. They can feel the drop in barometric pressure in their bones long before we even see the clouds roll in. And here's a huge piece of the puzzle: static electricity. As a storm builds, the air gets charged with static. This static builds up in your German Shepherd's coat, creating this awful, uncomfortable, and sometimes even painful sensation of being zapped with tiny shocks over and over. Have you ever noticed your dog trying to hide in the bathroom, maybe in the tub or behind the toilet? They aren't just looking for a tiny space. They are instinctively trying to find a grounded spot to discharge that painful static electricity. This sensory overload kicks off a massive physiological response. Their body is flooded with stress hormones. In fact, research shows their cortisol, the main stress hormone, can spike by a staggering 207% after being exposed to storm sounds. This is the full fight-or-flight survival mode. Their heart is racing, they're panting, drooling, and shaking. This is not bad behavior. It's a genuine panic attack. Finally, a storm phobia is often a learned response that gets worse over time. The fear is often first noticeable when a dog is between 1 and 2 years old, but it can become a full-blown phobia by the time they're 4. A single bad experience during a storm when they're a puppy, especially during that hypersensitive developmental window between 4 and 7 months old, can lock this phobia in for life. The foundation: your immediate action plan. Now that we get the why behind the fear, we can get into the how. These first two strategies are the absolute foundation for giving your dog some immediate relief. This is where you have to start. Strategy number 1. Create a storm bunker, not just a bed. Your German Shepherd's ancestors, wolves, instinctively look for enclosed, den-like spaces when they feel threatened. It gives them a sense of security, getting rid of the fear that a threat could sneak up from behind or above. We need to recreate that instinctual safe space for them. A real storm bunker is more than just their dog bed. It needs to be in an interior room, away from the flashing lightning and rattling windows. Think a walk-in closet or a windowless bathroom. If you use a crate, make it a true den by covering it with a heavy blanket to muffle the sound and block out the light. The most important part is how you introduce this space. The bunker has to become a happy, safe place before a storm ever hits. Fill it with their favorite comfy bedding, a high-value chew toy they go crazy for, and maybe an old t-shirt that smells like you. This bunker is their sanctuary. It can never, ever be used for punishment, or you'll poison the one place they could have felt safe. Strategy number 2. You are the calm in the storm. This strategy is all about you. Your German Shepherd is a master at reading your emotions. They look to you for clues on how to react. If you're anxious, they're going to be terrified. So, there are a couple of things you absolutely must not do. First, don't coddle them. When you get down on the floor and say, "Oh, it's okay, you're okay, poor baby," in that high-pitched, sympathetic voice, your dog doesn't hear the words. They hear your unusual tone and feel your anxious energy, and it confirms to them that, yes, there is something to be terrified of. You're accidentally reinforcing the fearful behavior. Second, and this is non-negotiable, you must never punish or scold your dog for how they act during a storm. Remember that 207% cortisol spike? Your dog is having a panic attack. Punishing them for whining, pacing, or even being destructive in that state is like scolding a person for having a panic attack. It will only shatter their trust in you and make their anxiety 10 times worse. So, what should you do? You become the calm, confident leader your German Shepherd is bred to follow. Project Total Confidence. Go about your business like nothing is wrong. Maybe turn on the TV or some music to create background noise that can help mask the distant rumbles. Be there for them, but don't smother them. Talk in your normal, relaxed voice. Your calm attitude sends the most powerful message you can. I'm not worried, so you don't need to be either. Section 3. The Game Changers. Techniques to rewire their brain. Once you have that solid foundation, a safe bunker, and a calm leader, we can move on to the real game changers. These are the active techniques we use to go from just managing the fear to actually changing your dog's emotional response to a storm. Strategy number 3. The counter-conditioning secret. Counter-conditioning is a powerful training tool. In simple terms, it just means changing a bad association into a good one. Right now, thunder equals fear. Our goal is to make thunder equal the best thing ever. To do this, you need a treat that is so ridiculously amazing that your dog will do anything for it. I'm not talking about their regular kibble or a dry biscuit. I mean tiny pieces of boiled chicken, freeze-dried liver, or small cubes of cheese. This is your jackpot treat, and this is key. They only get it during a storm. The moment you hear a distant rumble of thunder, before your dog even has time to get scared, you cheerfully say, "Yes," and toss them a piece of the jackpot treat. Another rumble, another treat. A flash of lightning, treat. The goal is to build a new, automatic response where the storm predicts something wonderful is about to happen. It takes time and consistency, but this is how you start to rewrite their brain's response from, "Oh no," to, "Oh boy." Strategy number 4. The static electricity hack. Myth versus fact. You may have seen a hack online suggesting you wipe your dog with a dryer sheet to fight static electricity. Let me be crystal clear as a professional. Do not do this. It is dangerous and irresponsible advice. Dryer sheets are loaded with harsh chemicals like benzyl acetate and sometimes even chloroform. These chemicals can be absorbed through your dog's skin or ingested when they lick their fur, and can cause anything from skin irritation to systemic distress or even kidney failure. It's a dangerous myth. So, here's the safe and effective way to handle the static problem. The simplest method is to lightly wipe your dog down with a damp washcloth. Just use water. This will safely neutralize the static on their coat. You can also buy anti-static grooming sprays made specifically for dogs. And, like we talked about, letting them hang out in that tiled bathroom or basement is another great option, since those surfaces are naturally grounding. Strategy number 5. The magic of constant pressure. This last game changer is one of the most effective tools we have. A pressure wrap, like an anxiety wrap or a thunder shirt. The science here is simple but profound. Applying gentle, constant pressure to a dog's torso has a dramatic calming effect on their nervous system, a lot like swaddling a baby. And the results really speak for themselves. In one formal study, an incredible 89% of dog owners reported that the wrap was effective in helping their dog's thunderstorm phobia after just 5 uses. That is a staggering success rate for something you can do at home. The key to making this work is twofold. First, the wrap needs to be snug to provide that calming pressure. A loose wrap won't do much. Second, you have to introduce the wrap when your dog is calm and happy, not in the middle of a panic attack. Have them wear it for a few minutes at a time while giving them treats, so they build a good association with the wrap itself. That way, when a storm is brewing, putting on the wrap becomes part of a calm, predictable, and comforting routine. When to call in a professional. It's also really important to know when you might be in over your head. For some German Shepherds, the phobia is so severe that these strategies might not be enough on their own. If your dog is being extremely destructive, like chewing through drywall or breaking their teeth trying to escape a crate, or is at risk of hurting themselves, you are dealing with a severe case. In these situations, it's essential to talk to your veterinarian or a certified veterinary behaviorist. They can discuss prescription anti-anxiety medications that can give your dog some much-needed relief. This isn't a failure on your part. It's recognizing that your dog has a serious medical condition that needs professional help. The veterinary community takes this very seriously, and there are even new, safer medications being developed specifically for storm phobia. Helping your German Shepherd with their storm anxiety is a journey. It takes patience, consistency, and most of all, compassion. Remember the big takeaways. First, create that safe, secure storm bunker and make it a happy place. Second, you have to stay calm and confident to be the leader your dog needs you to be. And third, use those amazing high-value treats to start actively changing their fear into happy anticipation. This is a genuine fear, rooted in your dog's incredible genetics and sensitivity. It is not bad behavior. Your dog is looking to you for kind leadership to help them handle a world that feels like it's falling apart. Progress takes time, so celebrate the small wins and be patient with your best friend. If you found these breed-specific strategies helpful, please do us a huge favor and hit that like button. It really helps our channel, and subscribe for more insights into the amazing German Shepherd mind. And now I want to hear from you. What does your German Shepherd do during a storm? Share your stories, your struggles, and what's worked for you in the comments below. Let's help each other build a community of calm, confident dogs and their amazing owners.